I am 102 years old, and I have buried everyone I ever loved, my friends, my family, my dreams. One by one, they are all gone now. When you become the last one left, you start to see life very clearly. You see the mistakes, the lies you once believed, the things you thought could wait. My name is Henry, and people always ask me, how does it feel to live for more than a century? And I tell them, it's not what you think. I have outlived my wife. I have outlived my friends. I have outlived my enemies. And standing here at 102, I've outlived the version of myself that used to care far too much about what others thought. I remember a time when I believed life had infinite days. I told myself, I'll do it later. I'll say tomorrow. I'll take the trip next year. And then time quietly slips away. Let me tell you about my friend Thomas. We were young, reckless, ambitious. The kind of young men who believed the world would wait for us. Thomas always said, Henry, I'll start living when I hit 50. I'll retire. I'll take Mary to Italy. I'll finally do everything I've dreamed of. Then 3 months later, Thomas never made it to 50. Heart attack. Gone. Just like that, his dreams ended mid-sentence. And even after losing him, I still didn't wake up. I spent decades working, saving, planning, convincing myself security was everything. Convincing myself fear was protection. By my 40s, I understood something, but I was too afraid to face it. I had traded my life for a promise of someday, a promise that never truly existed. I missed birthdays, I missed family dinners, I missed the small things, the quiet moments that in the end matter far more than trophies, money, or recognition. I used to walk past children playing in the park. I would see happy couples laughing on benches. And I told myself, I'll do that someday. Someday never came. By the time I was 70, I finally saw the pattern. Fear had guided my life. Safety had replaced living. Responsibility had replaced joy. One morning, I looked at my reflection, and I barely recognized the man staring back at me. A life almost fully lived, but empty in the ways that truly count. People would say, "You've been successful. You've done well, Henry." And I would smile, because admitting the truth was too painful. The truth was that I had missed the things I could never reclaim. The laughter of friends, the warmth of family embraces, the small, foolish adventures that become the best memories, the laugh that slipped past me quietly while I was too busy waiting. And standing here now at 102, I finally understand. It's not wealth, it's not fame, it's not awards gathering dust on a shelf. It's the moments you give, the love you share, the risks you take, even when your voice shakes. I'm not proud of every decision I made, but I have learned this. It's never too late to live more honestly, to speak more openly, to love more bravely, to make each remaining day count. So if there is one thing I want you to hear, one truth I wish I had learned decades ago, it's this. Time is not infinite. Do not wait. Do not trade your life for promises that may never come. Say what you feel. Do what you dream. Love before the clock runs out. Because when you reach 100 or 102, you realize something that stays with you in the quiet hours of the night. The things you didn't do haunt you far more than the things you tried and failed. And that is where my story truly begins. After Thomas, I began noticing a pattern in my own life. Every time I postponed a moment, every time I chose caution over courage, I lost a little piece of myself. And the years passed, quietly, unnoticed. I remember my daughter Emily, she was 10. The day I missed her piano recital, I told myself, I'm closing a deal, she'll understand. I didn't understand. She looked at me that day with disappointment, a quiet sadness that I carried for decades. And it wasn't just her. I missed anniversaries, family gatherings, Sunday mornings, moments that now, when I look back, feel more precious than all the money I earned combined. I started writing letters I never sent, to friends I had grown distant from. I wrote, "I'm sorry I wasn't there. I didn't realize, I didn't understand. Time, it slipped past me. Some letters I never mailed. Some people I never saw again." There were evenings, sitting in my study, watching the sunset fade behind the city skyline, and I would think, what was I chasing? Why did I believe happiness was somewhere in the future and not here right now? I remember a man I met in the park. He was 85, alone, like me. Yet he smiled with a kind of freedom I hadn't known in years. I asked him, "How do you do it?" He said, "I stopped waiting. I stopped asking permission from life. I just live. Every day I do something, for me, for others. And I try not to waste a single sunrise." Those words hit me harder than any financial loss, harder than any failure or missed opportunity. I realized I'd spent decades living in a waiting room, waiting for life to begin, while life quietly passed by. So I began small. I started walking in the park, talking to neighbors, sharing a coffee, even smiling at strangers. It wasn't much, but it was something. And it reminded me of who I was. Before fear and ambition and routine took over, I traveled a little, not to exotic lands, not to luxurious destinations, but to places that mattered, places my heart longed to see. A lake at sunrise, an old bookstore, a small theater where music filled the air. I reconnected with my daughter. We spoke for hours, we laughed, we cried. And I realized the years I thought were lost weren't entirely gone. They were waiting for me to finally choose to live. But the hardest lesson was love. Not romantic love, but the love I had neglected, the friendships I abandoned, the moments I prioritized work over connection. I could not reclaim all of it, but I could choose to give what remained, fully, completely, without reservation. And here's the truth I want you to hear. It's not wealth, it's not recognition, it's not even time itself. It's how you spend it and who you spend it with. And whether you choose courage over fear. Every single day. I won't pretend I am regret-free. I carry them quietly, like old letters in a drawer, reminders of lessons I had to learn the hard way. But at 102, I've also found peace, I have found purpose, and I have found joy in small, simple, unplanned moments that make life finally worth living. So when you see someone living cautiously, waiting for life to begin, remember Henry and Thomas and the days I let slip away. Don't make the same mistake, because the clock is always ticking and life does not wait for anyone. And if this story touched your heart, if it made you think, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Not for me, but for all those like me, whose stories need to be heard. And if you have a story you've never shared, send it to us. We might feature it in a future video. Thank you for listening and for keeping these stories alive.